We are going to do just a nice little stretch to the shoulders, the upper body, because I've been painting. And so I need something that's uh, going to keep me feeling good because I'm still painting. So today you're just going to need a bolster, a blanket, and a couple of blocks or similar. We are going to start just laying on your back. We're going to have that bolster ready. You can take your blocks one to either side of you like that. Your blanket, you could actually use it to pad your legs if you want to. So I'll just show you how I would do that. I just put it here. And then we're going to come down onto our back. Place the bottoms of your feet together. You're going to take your blocks underneath your legs. So anywhere that it feels comfortable so that you get a little stretch to the inner thigh, but not a major stretch. And then your feet can come out. They could be in a little bit. And then we're just getting situated here. Arms are down by your sides. And if you want to open the shoulders a little more, just palms up and then inch them out to the sides. Just close your eyes. And just start by relaxing. Relaxing the inner thighs, the hips, the belly. The shoulders. And just letting the chest open and softening into the front of the chest. And if you start to not feel your inner thighs at all, maybe just slide the blocks out a little bit so that you feel them a little bit. So you're still getting a light stretch without any gripping of the inner thighs. Now we're going to take the hands and just interlace your fingers and place them behind your head and let the elbows soften out. We're just opening into the chest maybe a little bit more. Letting the elbows fall out to the sides. Good. Let's just do a couple more breaths like this. Good. Let's release the hands back down, out to the sides. Slowly start to bring the knees toward one another. And then we're going to bring the elbows underneath us and just come up to seated. So however you get there is perfect. If you want to roll to your side to do that, that's fine. I'm going to find a comfortable seated position. Set this bolster aside for now. We're going to use it in a little while. I'm going to take the blocks to either side. You'll see why. So if you only have one, you can always just bring it around. Good. So we're just going to sit up nice and tall. If you want to put something under your hips, feel free to do so. Good. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Let the head come down and let the shoulders really pull them down toward the floor, like you have little weights on your elbows. We're just pressing the elbows down toward the floor and then relax. And we're letting the head hang, just lengthening the back of the neck. Interlace the fingers. Let's just lay the hands on the back of the neck or the back of the head, like a little weight. And you can just let the elbows fall. And you don't need to pull the head down. You're just letting the arms be like a weight. Softening the shoulders. Good. Now release the hands down, but keep the head. And we're just going to roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Good. Back to center and then over to the left. Good. Back to center. Right and left. Good. Let's go back to the right and stay. So we're going to just stay here. Maybe bring your hand up and around, giving it a little bit of a tug, just a little bit, nice and gentle. The left shoulder is softening, maybe walking it out. So you could walk it out to the floor or use your block. Breathe. Good. Now we're just going to take the chin and turn it down toward the floor. So we're just looking down. Keep those shoulders soft. And then release the hands, bring them back to the lap. Roll that head down. Let the head hang. You can feel a little big imbalance in the neck now because we've stretched one side more than the other. So we're just going to roll the head over to the left and then to the right. To the left and then to the right. Good. Now let's go back to the left and hold. Bring that arm up and over. Maybe stretch the right hand out to the right. Breathe. Good. Let's bring the chin down toward the chest. Breathe. Release the arms. Release the head. Let it hang. Good. Let's bring that head up to center and roll the shoulders. Rolling. One direction. And then the other. Good. Now let's roll them back. Bring the hands behind you. You could interlace your fingers. You could grab your elbows, or you could do reverse prayer behind your back. So you could just pick one. And then if you have your hands interlaced, just lift the wrists away from your hips. If you grabbed your elbows, just really work toward grabbing the elbows toward each other and lifting the chest. And if you're reverse prayer, you're just working on trying to touch the bottom of the palms, even if they don't touch. You're just working toward that. Breathe. Nice. And release. Shake it out. Good. So now we're going to just reach over. So we're going to reach your right hand over and reach your left arm up and over. Now the block is here just so you can rest your arm on the block. If you can reach the floor easily, you can do it without the block. So this just makes it a little more accessible. And then we're going to rest this arm behind the head like you're patting yourself on the back. Just really letting that elbow fall toward your head as you press the rib cage up toward the ceiling. Good. Now turn the chest toward the ceiling. Maybe take the gaze up. Nice. And then bringing that hand up and over, sitting up tall. Let's walk that right elbow or left elbow down, left arm up and over. Good. Maybe bringing that hand behind your head, patting yourself on the back for coming to yoga, pressing that elbow toward your head, lifting the rib cage. Good. Turning the chest toward the ceiling and looking up. Breathe. Good. Coming up. Nice. And then roll the shoulders. Good. Now let's lift them up, drop them down. Lift them up, drop them down. Good. One more. Lift them up, drop them down. Let's just make some big circles with the arms. Big circles. We're just getting all that motion into the shoulders. It's your most flexible joint, whether it really is or not, but it's the one with more possibilities. Let's switch directions. Even more than the hips. It's just really open. Good. One more big circle. Nice. And release. Shake it out. Let's do one more pose before we go on to our backs. We're going to grab these blocks in front. This is where kneeling on your blanket could come in handy. We're going to just have it there if you want it, but you don't need it. And then we're just going to spread these out. So we're going to do another opener to the chest. So let's just start by rounding the spine and arching the spine. And then let's press back into child's pose. Bring the arms up and over your blocks. So we're going to bring the blocks a little bit below the elbow. You'll see why in a moment. So you can feel that stretch here. So you feel it with your hands here, just like if you had tented your hands and you're opening into the shoulders. And we're going to pull the shoulder blades back, bend into the elbows, bringing your hands together, and then bring your hands just behind your head. Now, if that's really not accessible, just keep your hands forward. We're just opening into the chest. Bringing the hands forward. Coming back up. Good. Let's swing the legs around. We're going to come onto our backs again. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. So you could use a blanket under your head or just set it aside. You could use a block or your bolster. So if you have a bolster and you got a strap on the end, you want the strap nearest you because that's how it's going to be easiest to move. Or you can use a block if that's easier for you or if that's what you have. And then we're going to come onto our back like so. So I'm going to use the bolster, but I'll show you how to do both. So we're going to do supported bridge. So we want to tuck the shoulders underneath us and let's lift the hips up. So we're just going to do that a couple times. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Really squeeze those glutes as you lift. Press the feet down, press the feet forward. So they're pressing down and forward, lower down. Good. One more time. Let's really engage the